Inshallah and Ashe. Once again, welcome to a fantastic Friday as Neptune has truly entered Aries, asking us, are we spiritually aligned or even attuned to our higher selves? The crown and the root center are vibrating, elevating beyond the spirit to spirit. And if you are new here at the Tanya D, both on Facebook and YouTube, I do little mini cowrie shell divinations at the end of my show each week. All you have to do is comment your year of birth, month, as I do play with the elementals. And then I move the shells, the cowrie shells, the bones on your behalf. I do call in the helping spirits, our well and healed ancestors. I've got my 99.5. Ancestralization is truly a thing, our ancestors, really connecting to the other world through invocations, calling in those helping spirits, gatekeepers, guardians of your multi-dimensional self, and all the beings in the seen and unseen. My 99.5, my frequency channel. So stay tuned to the end of the show if your heart feels called for a mini sessions. Full sessions, divinations can be established on my website, tanyad.tv. But the moon today, if you don't know, I do follow the moon through the seasons and the gates and human design, being a reflector. But also, more importantly, the moon, our emotional foundation, helps us magnetize our manifestations, which is my upcoming Spill the Tea for the season of April. But the moon, of course, today through Saturday is in the season of Cancer. This is the moon's home. You can listen on YouTube, my show, for more insights for your natal moon sign, as that is what I follow. But with the moon in Cancer, truly the moon is home. This is our emotional foundation, emotional security. It's a desire to create a safe haven for not just ourselves, but also for the village. Those that we truly heartfelt love and wish to nurture in our village, all the goods and the gooders. Just be aware of the tendency to really retreat like a crab behind those emoting walls. So if we suppress our feelings, those feelings are going to be coming to the surface, and this can actually make us feel very vulnerable for sure. I think talking to ourselves is very magical, just saying. But it truly is an opportunity for healing. Running from these emotions, emoting, will only prolong the process. That's just a little FYI. And to get a glimmer, I like to glimmer, turn those triggers into glimmers, have a different introspective kind of energy, leaning into having therapy, maybe have a heart-to-heart sensation, a feeling, a conversation within yourself or with other people. And also speak, really invoking into the water spirits, moving water, as Cancer is like the bubbling spring. Embracing this as an opportunity to really connect with your inner self, meaning your inner child, your 2-year-old self, or I'm going with 2, or even those that are really close to you. Energetically, though, the key here is to really channel the emotional energy of this Cancer moon in a very constructive way instead of a deconstructive way, really allowing the feels to overwhelm you energetically. So self-care ultimately is a priority. And of course, Tiger is once again, he's been annoying me today, but God love him. Anyway, self-care, that is a priority. So really utilizing this time as a time for some soul nurturing your emotional well-being instead of judging yourself for having those feelings. Really feeling the feels with a spirit to self kind of energy. And if your natal moon is in the season of Cancer, if you've been following me on YouTube, as I follow the moon, I do an affirmation for your natal moon sign to carry with you to help you navigate these streams. So during the season of the ego, which is Aries energy, you can actually use this affirmation up through Taurus season when the moon returns to Cancer, a little FYI. But energetically, it says, I trust my emotions and take bold steps forward. And I lead with both strength and heart, honoring my intuition while embracing new possibilities. So energetically, just tune into that. You could also utilize this affirmation if you're having issues with emoting and feeling your feels as well, energetically. So before I continue, just remember to comment your name, not necessarily your name, your year of birth, and the month you're born, and I'll do an elemental mini-cowry shell divination for you at the end of the show. Now, then the moon, I brought in Leo because who doesn't want a little Leo energy? Just saying. The moon does move into Leo, not till Sunday, but this is about receiving the love. Fire is the heart, our heart-centric energy. It is the heart, the divine heart. It's also connected to the shaman's portal if you've worked with me before. But the Leo moon ignites the energy also of our root center connected to Aries. This is our manifestation energy. It's warm. It's this expressive energy. And the sun, I always like to say the sun shines upon everything it touches. And in this case, it's shining upon our heart. So expect a more in sync, upbeat atmosphere on Sunday, being a generous heart, sharing your light, your love, the exuberant sensations and feelings, light. Nothing that feels deep. This is illuminating. It is light. It is the sun. It's the rays. It's affection. It's romance. It's creativity. All of that's going to be the center stage. So maybe take this is a time to shoot those Cupid's arrows with that someone that really ignites your fires, your flames, your desires. So with the Aries sun and the Leo moon, Aries can actually make us feel more impulsive. So trust this inner lioness energy. It's a fixed sign, and Aries is a cardinal. So the nature of our heart is overflowing with stability. So be in the charismatic flames, if you will, firing those flames. Basically, energetically, just don't be afraid to use your charm, embracing the stage. And we do have the year of the snake, so very charming energy indeed. Just basking in the uniqueness, being authentic. So if your natal moon is in the season of Leo, when you were born, here is an affirmation for you. And again, you can tune into YouTube. I do have mini snippets of each of these different conversations. But either way, I am radiant, courageous, and authentic. I lead with passion and purpose, embracing my fire with love and confidence. Leo moons already have that air about them. They like command a room right when they walk into the door. They either are the light or they are the fire that rages out of control. So now for a short commercial break, and when I return, I'll talk about the elementals of the day, and we do have a new month pillar, so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm going to share some insight as we take a breath and a pause, and maybe Tiger gets off the stage. Hard to say. Inshallah and Ashe, divine will's blessings to you and for you. Are you ready to join me to spill the tea? We're going to be doing some tea time talks, brewing success and magic. So go ahead and sip with us on the third Friday of every month. Join us for an exclusive experience. Spill the tea. Prepare to tantalize your senses, ignite your curiosities, and quench your thirst for inspiration in spiritedness. Get ready to spill the tea, where we steep captivating conversations and unveil the secrets to success. In a world brimming with untold stories and uncharted journeys, Spill the Tea becomes your golden ticket, or at least your golden nugget, to a realm of endless possibilities, a realm where dreams take flight and aspirations sprout their wings. Each month, we'll brew the freshest ideas, steep the most thought-provoking insights, and serve up the juiciest anecdotes from extraordinary individuals who ventured far beyond the ordinary into embracing the extraordinary. As we immerse ourselves in these enriching dialogues, I'll be on hand to answer all your questions about developing your intuitive gifts, ritual, magic, and personal medicine, also known as gift and purpose. So don't miss out. Subscribe to my weekly muse for the latest login details. Our rendezvous will take place online through Zoom. So go ahead and ensure you're Zoom ready, whether you're going to use your web browser or by downloading the app for seamless sound, Are you ready to spill the tea with me and explore topics like headphones are highly recommended to unveil the magic? Ashe, I'll see you on the other side. Ashe, that is, oh, look it. There you are, Tyke. Want to see yourself? You're a little handsome guy. Now, I do not know. I am multi-streaming, but sometimes I feel like I lose connection. But Gift and Purpose, I was able to actually live stream in my subscribers hub here on Facebook. So if you have subscribed, be sure to tune in. And Gift and Purpose, it's our prime directive. I always like to start with an elemental foundation. And if you're wanting to be a part of my Mini-Cowry shell divinations, be sure to stay tuned till the end of the show. Comment your birth year and month in the show notes. That's kind of how this plays out. And the elementals today, I'm really excited about this. We do have a new month pillar. You may have felt the energy shift. I'm highly attuned, so I know I did. But having this entered a new month, a young metal dragon. And metal, energetically, is the most mysterious, often misunderstood of all of the elementals. I work with 12 elements and then some. But energetically, just looking at the Chinese astrology, metal is also the element most out of balance in modern society, modernity. It's about community. A lot of people don't know how to communicate. So energetically, it's out of whack. But it's also computers, the hard drive. It's about encompassing both above and below and everything in between, because metal emerges from deep below. Gold, silver, copper, and other precious metals. Mining, right? Reminds me very of Scorpio, digging in the dirt. Scorpios, living in the dirt, in the caves, I guess. But metal is also the element of self-reflection. And how often do we self-reflect in that mirror? This really connects us to the spirit within, our higher self, enabling us to access higher consciousness, which who doesn't love that? So it's an elemental nature. It's very reflective. It's also sharp. It's spiritual, but it's also reverent, just as in justice. It's a justice element. It's courageous, very competent, and kind of charismatic in a glimmering, kind of mirrored, kind of shiny kind of way. And the element actions of letting go, surrendering, analyzing, praying, looking within, reflecting, and also what we reap. And yang metal is the symbol of the warrior, if you will, the warrior pose, defending, protecting, and fighting for justice. Libra as well, it's the fall, representing both courage, a clear path ahead. Just imagine cutting through obstacles with a very sharp blade. I'm thinking of, there was like a show I binge watched on Netflix, of course, I can't remember. Of course, it was Chinese, Japanese, something. It was fantastic. Comment if you know what I'm talking about. But it's also part of our intuition and our knowing. And yang metal with a dragon month. This is like awakening the warrior within. So this pillar combines the heavenly wisdom, the frequency of the divine masculine energetically, with the nurturing, gentle qualities of the divine feminine, the terra firma. And yang metal is the element of loyalty, courage, and justice. It's like this almighty dragon warrior, a yang earth sign. It's bringing out the best of all the metal elements, protective, noble qualities. And the dragon knows its strength. How many of you are dragons energetically anyway, right? Strength, influence. It doesn't play small, yet never misses the power or misuses it. Misses. It's like an energetic hiccup. It's not a misuse of power. And hidden in storage, we have the yin wood, and we also have yin water, which is the storage. Yin wood is just a hidden element energetically. But this is highlighting the dragon's sense of beauty, deep wisdom. And this energy guides the actions of our entire month moving forward. So with the metal dragon, it's like when the ego is involved, the law of karma takes over. The power becomes self-destructive. We have this for an entire month. So it's about focusing on being of service to your community, the village, communion, family gatherings, along with and just knowing that the whole universe will be our most generous supporter. So this is truly a month that we're ready to really rise up to our highest potential. So hopefully, I want to say that we have cultivated the spiritual strength and even humility, the wisdom that's needed to change our world for the better. Glimmering our gold is kind of how I see this. So we are more powerful than often I find we ever realize energetically. And now that the warrior within has literally awakened, that really is the energy for this month. It's time for us to take on a bigger leadership role in our circle, our community. We truly have the gifts to build and really strengthen community, no matter how big or small that little village is. The key, literally, to enlarging our influence is to bring benevolence and wisdom into our power. It literally is like the sage. I'm thinking like of Yoda, I guess, or yeah, Yoda. That's what's coming to mind. So work in the spirit of collaboration to turn friends into family, competitors into allies. I usually say the only person I want to compete with is actually myself. So from the heavenly universe, the more we align our actions with the protective, assertive, benevolent, courageous qualities of the divine masculine, the more connected we're going to be to the spirit within, which is our higher self, our Sira, what we look like on the other side, which is the essence of yang metal. And from the earth plane this month, the dragon, it's very tough, but it's also sensitive, encouraging us to treat our inner and outer worlds with both love and kindness. Kind of that contemplative energy combination happening for us. Inner peace, even with the yin water, that's like hidden deep within the threadings. And then our pillar today, because I generally don't go through all the pillars, but our day pillar is what it's called, the yin water rabbit. This is all inward energy, by the way, going into an inner dialogue. Our day is actually rooted in the dragon today, particularly. But this one's one of the 4, what they call special pillars. It's divine support. The water rabbit appears as a sign that our spiritual team is here to support us with love, guidance, every step of the way. So really, I would tune into that, listen to that wisdom. It usually comes through subtle energetic signs. That's represented by the yin water of our day and what they call the heavenly frequency. So it's coming from the heavenly universe. And the rabbit is this gentle, agreeable, pure yin wood energy. It is the eastern direction, which this is backwards. I guess I could mirror myself, but my eastern direction is over there. Either way, it's associated with nature being blooming. It's the diplomat, being diplomatic in the Chinese zodiac system. So this is like just having natural people with this energy, basically. They're naturally skilled in bringing people with all kinds of backgrounds together to collaborate and also contribute their best, highest self. So the strength really lies in the readiness to kind of be like nature, yin, and flow, to bend, to yield, to adapt to all of life's circumstances. So energetically, just kind of tune into your guides. Our guides are more than ready to assist us and help us attain this everlasting frequency, which is actually the benevolence of love, energetically, which is the key, love and joy, right? That's going to take us to a new phase of our life. Just opening up our heart center, ourselves, to that love by simply being our most authentic self, being in your, I'm going to say spirit to soul authenticity, and accepting all the things, loved ones included, as they are energetically, and really discovering your unique gift. We all have a gift and a purpose. Exploring what really inspires you to be your best self and better, and encourage those around you, your loved ones, cats included, to be the same or do the same for themselves authentically. So give yourself the space, the creativity to thrive, flourish, bloom without losing yourself to another. So the message today with these energies, just saying, and we've got all the elementals, so I really like all of this, just saying. But this is highlighting the quiet power of love as a force of divine feminine. The yin energy attracts love by becoming that love. So it's about becoming what it is you want to attract and really embodying that instead of pushing and competing and going against the flow, the river streams. You don't want to dam it up. The yin energy energetically manifests and pulls in the positive energy by simply allowing, surrendering to the flow. So I would say relax into the quiet, into the peace, the inner peace, and you may just realize that you're already surrounded by love from the heavenly universe. Energetically, our guides are easier to connect with when our mind is as clear as the water in a calm lake. So we do have that energy, and just recognizing their presence, that divine assistance, even if it does come through a wedame, a pet, an animal totem, energetically, which, it can come through feelings, our sacral, sounds, our throat center, visions, our third eye, and a lot more, just saying. But from the earth plane, the rabbit kind of awakens the muse within. I've been a muse for many people, if you're tuning in, but ultimately it's about expressing our creativity to discover the many colors, the many flavors, the many ingredients of love, what that is for each of us. So energetically, I don't know if you guys tuned in to Spill the Tea, just saying. It was all about manifesting in the age of AI, balancing our intuition, our gift, our purpose with technology. But not to worry, of course, the replay is always up for purchase, but also in my online coven. And I'm super stoked because April Spilled the Tea, if you don't know, is about magnetic moon manifestation, manifesting with our moon. There are actually 3 foundational energies to becoming your gift and utilizing your purpose. The emotional field is actually just one of them. So this upcoming month, April's Spill the Tea about magnetic moon manifesting. It's about diving into magnetizing your emotional field to manifest through your own personal feeling channel. It's what we feel. And in May, we're going to dive into the mental causal field, which is our thoughts, utilizing our natal Mercury. Mercury is the ruler of the mind, also the solar plexus. There's these duality channels that Mercury carries, as above, below, and anywhere in between. The mystic messenger, Mercury, can travel to all planes, dimensions, worlds, and a lot more. Where the moon is the emotional foundation. It's our sacral center. It's what we feel. So you can also subscribe to my workshops or just dive in one individually. So we do have that. All right, so we're going to take a little break here. Hopefully I can get Tiger off my divination tray here. And when we do return, we're going to have the divination part of the show and along with the mystic message for the weekend. So stay tuned and I'll see what I can do here mapping this out. But be sure to comment, of course, the year you're born and your month, and I'll move the shells on your behalf. What is your unique intuitive gift and psychic ability? Are you somebody who often gets a gut feeling about people or situations? Have you experienced deja vu? Do you easily pick up on the emotions of others around you? Or dream so vividly that those dreams become reality? Feel that your dreams have meaning? Feeling a connection to the natural world, the world of nature? Drawn to numbers, symbols, or sigils? Sensitive to your surroundings and are very aware of changes in your environment? Believe in a higher power, a spiritual dimension? This quiz is going to assist you to activate your unique intuitive gift and psychic ability, how to take action upon it, creating a career that authentically aligns and resonates with your intuitive gift and psychic abilities. So let's dive into it. You're hilarious. Ooh, inshallah and ashe. Get my little smudge moving here. Little frankincense. I just actually put Tiger on my lap. And thank you, Daniel, for commenting. And God bless you too. Blessings. Gratitude. Thanks for tuning in. I love that when I get a comment here or two. And as we are in the elementals, if you did miss the weekly insights, be sure to go watch on YouTube. However, I'm going to actually pull a card for the weekend. So I'm super stoked about that. So this is coming from the, oh, what is it coming from? The Elemental Oracle. I don't know her name, but I do know her name. I can peek if you are curious. So we've got the energy of fire. The elemental of fire kind of reminds me of Sagittarius, not going to lie, but it is fire. Maybe she's blowing fire. But fire, it also says ignition. I don't know if you can see that. Ignition. It's the energy of number 8, which is Capricorn. But this is all about activating our passion, sparking those new beginnings, stepping into our full creative power, which is in alignment with the energy today. It's a perfect energy, actually, as we close the week and into the weekend. This is our invitation to really light the flame, as my sage is going over. It's actually frankincense, but lighting the flame of our desires and really setting those powerful intentions. And with Aries season and the birth of spring from the spring equinox, this is a time for actually action. Not just dreaming it, but actually doing it. Igniting that inner fire. Take those inspired actions. Inspirited is kind of always what I see in spirit action towards whatever it is that lights you up, whether it's a new project, a creative expression, maybe something you've been putting off for more than too long. Now is the time energetically to move forward, not just with energy, but have more enthusiasm. It's like something's lit a fire beneath you, activating our root center, actually. So it's about activating our passion, what has been waiting to be sparked within you. So this is the moment to kind of not so much fan the flames, but really kind of awaken the flames, whether it's our creativity, career, a personal goal. This energy is pushing us to really take action and really stepping into our authenticity, our power, our magic, our medicine. Be bold. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The energy of fire. Fire is an element, and the spirit of fire is really encouraging us to really act boldly, confidently, and trusting that the universe is truly backing us up. It's the transformation through the action that we take. So sometimes the key to transformation is simply taking the first step, no matter how small, baby steps, right? It's the act of igniting that's going to bring in the new energy and the potential into our life. I would say do a ritual, something that really sparks your passion. And the purpose in a ritual, this particular case, is to ignite our creative energy and take that in spirited action for personal growth and transformation. It's the in spirit action. So I'm going to call it an ignition ceremony, igniting that ignition switch, like turning the switch, the key energetically. So if you are into ritual, which I am, number one, we always need to create sacred space, whatever that is. Incense. I actually did a video of my flames once. It was actually quite cool. I did it the other day. I'm just doing frankincense, by the way, if you're curious. Bringing in the filtering energies. But ultimately, creating sacred space, we always want to set our intentions. In this particular case, I would do a red, orange, or yellow candle energetically. Red is the root, orange the sacral, yellow our solar plexus, which Mercury's off on holiday, to represent the fire element, the element of fire. And if you can sit in front of the flame and really grounding yourself and silently ask, I always like to put my left hand on my heart, which this would be my left hand, like, what do I wish to ignite within me? What are those flames inside of you? And secondly, we want to speak, use words, invoke our desires, speak them aloud whatever that is for our intention for the weekend, that inspiritedness. So, for example, I am ready to take action towards my dreams, ignite my passions in every area. I like to say arena of my life. Ignite my passions in every arena of my life. And just kind of allow spirit to flow through you. How do you allow spirit to flow through you? Through dancing and movement, like standing up and doing something that really moves your body. It takes you out of that stagnancy. It doesn't always have to be dancing. It could be yoga, maybe just stomping your feet, walking barefoot on the terra firma, and really releasing that stagnant energy to ignite your inner fires. People born in the season of Earth and transitional seasons of the month, energetically, you're always in transition. It's actually the hardest element to be born in because you never feel solid ground, basically. You're always in transformation. Just saying that because we just entered a new month. However, once you start your ritual, we always want to close the ritual. Sometimes I find I am constantly in ritual space for myself or others energetically. If you've ever worked for me, I'm like a moving ritual sometimes. But ultimately, I always want to sit quietly, breathe deeply. I always like to do an inhale of 3, hold for 3, and an exhale for 3 to 6. And really just allowing the energy of fire or the smoke of fire cleansing to really moving through your body, your mind, your spirit. But I always like to bring in the soul, the shadow side. I always say the ghost in the darkness. Thank you, Val Kilmer. The ghost in the darkness, there's a lot of magic there, a lot of medicine as well. And really just feeling the transformation as you finish the ritual. It does have to integrate. There's always an integration phase. It's not a one and done kind of thing. But energetically, just knowing that you truly are the vessel of divine fire, the yin energy, your passion is ignited, and really taking that energy boldly and inspirited towards your dreams. It's the action initiation. And as a fire bonus, if you will, using the element of fire, the spirit of fire, try something new this weekend, whether it's a creative project, something you haven't done before, a new activity, maybe a new person, simply just expressing yourself in a way that you haven't before. Let your light shine brighter in a different way. Something, of course, people are going to stare at you. I know all about that. But just being your authentic self, doing something energetically eclectic, whatever it is that really shines your own light, and really bring in this fiery energy and enjoy it for the entire weekend. It really does fit, I'm going to say, magnetically with the Leo moon as we move in for Sunday, the moon in Leo. So now, for those of you that would like me to move the shells on your behalf, comment your birth year and month, and I'll move the shells and tune in to see what I get from spirit. If there's something like tantalizing you on the tip of your tongue that you are curious about. And I'm going to channel a mystic message for you and kind of move Tiger. Of course, you can't see him. He's sitting right. Oh, there you are. Look at you. Look at your handsome face. The whole world can see you. Where's your sister? Where's Heidi? She'd be proud. You're part of the show. Okay. Well, there is that. So either way, I'll move the shells on your behalf, move the cards. And if you're new here, every Friday I go live. I move my cowrie shells for a mystic message to see what comes in, to give you some insight, some guidance from the world of spirit, as I am part of the Fire Clan. And Spirit to Spirit is kind of my grimoire. So there is that. I see 3 of you are tuned in over here. I don't know what's happening because sometimes I do lose connection. So there's always those kinds of things. And if you're new to Cowrie Shell Divination, Cowrie Shell is an art of divination brought to the West by Elder Malidoma Somé. I'm a protege, a student of his wisdom, his medicine. Spirit guided me towards him, and once he arrived, I should say, in Utah, I just never left his side. I do have fellow certified diviners that I also work with that are part of different clans, magic and medicine. So I do have that. So again, if you're curious and want me to move the shells on your behalf, basically I invoke your spirit team, my spirit team, and call in the elemental beings, in this case, a cat, tiger, and I move the shells. So I do an invocation. I affirm my spirit for the magical essence I am. I affirm your spirit. I call in our guides, our guardians, our helping spirits. In my case, my 99.5 well and healed ancestor that I can see in my peripherals. Hi, Grammy. And I also call in the Great Spirit, the oneness, to be a conduit, basically, to deliver a message that you may need to receive today. And I always like to comment Ashe, which is blessings, bringing in our ancestors for guidance. So yeah, the smoke confirms that, just so you know. And if you're not willing or wanting to move the shells on your behalf, I get it. This is just kind of the closing of my show. I do this, like I said, every Friday. If you're a little nervous, I find people sometimes are nervous. But either way, in the Dagara cosmology, you always want to go to the other world when there's something happening for us. Things happen for us, not to us. To get the advice from the world of spirit, whatever that is for each and every one of us. I always prescribe rituals as part of the medicine from the otherworldly medicine cabinet. I think some people would call them spells, but I don't see them as spells. I call them literally just magic and medicine from an otherworldly cabinet, basically. Whether it's an invocation using an elemental, water, for example, we can do a lot with the elements. All the elements, actually, not just one. They all have their unique gift and purposes. So do we. We all do. So, as I'm not seeing any comments, I can only see 4 people watching. And because you're nervous, I guess. I see Sherman Russell. Are you still there? May Lee, Carla. Again, so yeah, there is that. And entering, like we just entered a new month pillar, energetically, metal, and the dragon. Like we have all the elements today, quite honestly. So it feels pretty balanced. Yeah, the yang and the yin. So we do have a lot of inner and outer energies. So bringing that outside of us. I'm just looking on my frozen screen over here. I don't know if I'm even live, so maybe comment that I still am live. That would be great. I do appreciate that. So, yeah, if nobody wants to move further, okay, and I just pulled the fairy that was kissed by the pixies. So this is like, again, it's all in alignment with our energies today. This fairy is of like all the worlds, all the elementals, light included. So I like that. I think we're going to have a magical weekend, just saying. Just tune into your heart and what your heart and soul wants to attract, and just stay on that frequency. Focus. So, okay, well, if I don't get anyone to comment here, I guess I could move the shells just for the weekend, but I kind of already went through that with all the elementals. So we're having a shy time. So yeah, be sure to tune in. I do have a new moon meditation. New moon, not new moon. I do have a new moon. I'm using moon meditation coming up for the full moon in Libra, which is also going to be fantastic. Quite honestly, I think everything I do is pretty amazing. Just saying, along with my team, if you're tuning in. But yeah, so if you want me to move the shells on your behalf, you have a question, I do go live every Friday if you're not interested today at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. I always move the shells like this, and then I just tune in, see what's happening. So just moving the shells like that, I already kind of did an affirmation. We all kind of feel like the boundaries, like where we draw the line energetically, is kind of outside of us. But I think humans forget that they actually have more power than they recognize. This tells me we're kind of sitting sideways on community, the village, the family, the conversation, the stories we tell ourselves. It's like we don't know where we belong, but yet we are moving through a new celestial wishing tree of where we do belong. We need to get clear about that and actually express our feelings, which is where the moon is in Cancer, energetically, totally in alignment. But ultimately, this is about speaking our truths, being vulnerable with those truths, especially with feeling energetically, and being in charge of yourself, like doing what your heart desires versus what society tells us we desire. Very different energies and frequencies. And in doing so, we're going to actually wake up to a different transformation. It's kind of like jumping a timeline, which I don't normally say live, but that is what this feels like energetically. So I do like that. And here comes Tiger once again. He just wants to be in the show today. He's trying to escape the back. He's taking the back route. What else can I say here? Oh, be devoted to what our heart wants. And in doing so, some healing is going to transpire for us. Maybe a new love relationship. It gets exciting. So we have all these opportunities. The key is the action we take to initiate, to kind of, I would propose to myself. That's kind of what I'm doing. I really like it though. Energetically, clearing the pathway. Maybe you feel like you're at a crossroads energetically. So I do like that. So yeah. And since I don't have anybody commenting, of course, I'll see you next week for my live show. And as always, I'll see you on the other side. Make it fun. Oh, wait, I always forget. In case you don't know, because I am hilarious. In case you don't know, I am hilarious. Let's see, there I am. Our mystic message, I always do a mystic message for the week. And this week's mystic message, which as you just noticed, sometimes I forget, but I always call it the lunar guidance. And I walk forward with clarity, strength, and an open heart. My energy flows energetically. I love that. In harmony with the cycles of life, which we all should be doing. And I trust in the divine unfolding of my path, knowing that everything works in our flavor. And join me in the Subscribers Hub for other insights and rituals and divinations. Some spirit to, I'm going to say spirit to soul and spiritedness inquiries for the curious soul. So now, with that, I say Ashe, blessings as always, and I'll see you on the other side, or at least next week.